Good morning, 7th grade. Today, December 9th, we are going to take a look at textual evidence to respond to some statements concerning the word choice and the actions which surrounded those in the story of Rosa Parks. Once again, you have the introduction included in today's lesson, along with the read section, and then the write section, which enables us to go to split screen mode, and that's where we want to be for today's lesson. Once again, I want to lead you through finding these items which are going to be highlighted. After we highlight, then your task is going to go back to each of these and add into the note box your answer. It will be helpful for me today to click the numbers so I can easily refer to those that are mentioned in my questions. I have highlighted those items in bold type for the paragraph numbers that we're supposed to be referring to, as well as to the colors that we're supposed to be using for the highlighting. Let's begin then. In paragraphs number 1 and 2, analyze how Rosa Parks introduced herself. How does Rosa tell us about herself? Well, the first thing that I noticed was when I got off from work that evening. And what does that tell me about Rosa Parks? She had a job. She worked. Okay? What else do we know about Rosa Parks? What does she tell us about herself? The next thing that I saw was it says, I didn't look to see who was driving. That is the bus. Now, what does that tell me about her? Well, that tells me that she probably wasn't really scared. It's probably like she was used to doing this. Some things that we do over and over and over again, we sometimes don't even think about doing it. And sometimes we get finished and we don't remember the steps that we went through to complete it. And I got to believe that this was something that Rosa Parks was used to doing, although she tells us about an incident that had happened earlier. You see, there was a particular driver that was, as she says, mean-looking. There was something that was going on, and we know what was going on. It was how the black people were being treated on the buses. And so she says, I do know that I probably would not have gotten on the bus if she had paid attention. Now, was this a mistake? Was this something that cost her? Well, actually, it really worked for her benefit because we know how the story turned out. In paragraph 1, I see a lot of things that Rosa Parks tells us about herself. How about paragraph number 2? I saw a vacant seat in the middle section of the bus and took it. Was she supposed to take that seat? I mean, should she have been able to take the seat? Yes. But was she supposed to take that seat according to the law at the time? No, but she did. And that's really what was going to be now the beginning of this challenge. And also I notice here, what does she say about herself? She says, there were quite a few people standing in the back. Does she say what ethnicity these people were? Does she say if they were men, women, or children? No. Which leads me to believe that she herself didn't harbor any feelings, but what can we assume about those people that were standing in the back of the bus? Well, they probably were the same ethnicity that she was. So, based on these words, what additional information do you learn about Park's character from the details here? So you can click on any one of these here because you're going to put your summary. Sometimes I like to click on the last one and then I would put my answer inside of this box. So what do we learn about Park's character? I believe she was doing the same as she had done many times before. She was hardworking and what do we learn about her character? Well, you can continue filling that in. Okay? We're highlighting and then we're making the annotation. Today, just to help us remember, I said in the note box, okay, this is the note box where you put your response. Let's go down to paragraph number 5. Parks used the word tired. Parks used the word tired. How about if I find all of the words tired in paragraph number 5? I was not tired. No more tired. I'm highlighting all of the words that are tired. All of the examples of the word tired. I thought back to the time when I used to sit up all night and didn't sleep, and my grandfather would have his gun right by the fireplace, or if he had his one-horse wagon going anywhere, he always had his gun in the back of the wagon. People always say that I didn't give up my seat because I was tired. But then that isn't true. I was not tired physically or no more tired. Yesterday's lesson was about connotation and denotation. And so we have all of these words here. And why does Rosa Parks use the word she does? Here, I put, she's feeling blue versus the crayon is blue. You see, they're both the same word, blue and blue. But one is the color and the other is a feeling or emotion. So Parks uses the word tired repeatedly. Why does she repeat the word? What effect does this create? Well, I'm just going to put something in here to get you thinking. This is an example of, do you know what it's called when you use the same letter over and over and over again? Snakes seem slimy, silly. Alliteration. This is an example of alliteration, okay? So you may want to put that in your box. It's an example of alliteration, but what effect does it create? Why does she repeat the word? Okay, you add that to box number 2. Okay, don't forget to save your note. Again, respond to this, number 2. Let's skip back to paragraph number 13. She said she was not frightened or angry, but resigned. She was not frightened or angry, but she was resigned. These words are supposed to be purple. Okay. Now, go skim the paragraphs that come before 13. if she's resigned, that doesn't mean she quit. She knew what was probably going to happen. How are they going to treat her? Fairly, equally. She knew how people of her color had been treated. So, what are some examples up here in these other paragraphs that was an example of being resigned? He asked, was I going to stand up? Why should she stand up? Because she was a woman of color. She was resigned to being treated like that. How was she resigned? She was resigned because she was thinking about what might happen. She knew that people were arrested. She knew that people were not only verbally, but were physically abused. What else was she resigned to? Well, the fact that because it was against the law, the police might come, and in paragraph number 9, it tells me exactly to go along with that. Look what was said. I don't know, but the law is the law, and you're under arrest. That was the police officer's response. So she was resigned. That's what this is referring to in number 3. I highlighted those things, and if you can find something more that talks about why she was resigned, why she felt like she knew what was going to happen. Are there any other words that talk about how they were treated beforehand? Highlight them purple. And then, again, don't forget to put your answer inside the note card. Why was she resigned? Okay, she was resigned because what did she know? What did she know? She knew what had happened in the past. Okay, don't forget to fill that in. Again, for each one of these, you're going to not only have them highlighted, but you're going to show me something inside the note to answer that. Okay, she was resigned because. And again, the great thing is you can pause this video and take my sentence starter and use it for your own. Okay, we're almost done here. Number 16. Explain how Parks was treated at this time in jail. How was she treated? She took me up a flight of stairs. That's how she was treated. She placed me in an empty, dark cell and slammed the door closed. That's how she was treated. She turned around and came back. That's how she was treated. If you want to go over there with instead of being, I'll take you over there. That's how she was treated. Was she treated in 2 different ways? Yes. Number 1, she was resigned to the fact that she was going to be treated like any other black person that was in jail. So what did they do? Put her in an empty, dark cell, and they slammed the door. That's the first way she was treated. What was the second way that she was treated in jail? Compassionately. What did this person do? This woman came back and said, if you don't want to be by yourself, I'll take you around the corner. She wasn't going to let her go free, but she wasn't going to have her be by herself as she had another choice. So in number 4, explain how she was treated. Again, put your answer inside of the box. Again, I'll get you started. She was treated in 2 ways. First, she was treated like she felt. I'm going to use that term from before. She was treated like she felt. She was resigned. It's like she knew how she was going to be treated. Then, how was she treated? She was treated, again, the fact that the woman took her over to the other. Okay? I think we got a pretty good start here, class, on finding these context clues. I've helped you to highlight them. Now I want you to finish out, and I want you to highlight, find the evidence to answer to number 5. Again, don't forget to go back and to put your notes for each of these. Again, I hope I got you started in the right direction for the first 4. I want you to try on your own, number 5, to highlight in orange and then also to make your notation. Again, thanks for completing that on time. If your box is being stubborn here and doesn't let you submit, simply put your name inside of the box first. Sometimes it likes to have some characters in there, and then you can click submit. Again, thanks for turning this in on time, and we'll finish up this week by watching a video, an interview with Rosa Parks herself. Thanks for your attention. Have a great day. We'll talk again soon.